quarterback who plays them all the time. I'm going Big Ben.
You were so close. He is one behind the actual answer, which is Ryan Tannehill. Yes. How sneaky is Hembo today?
Oh,
Tannehill has beaten Bill 5 times, Roethlisberger 4, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Russell Wilson, and Joe Flacco 3 each scores that one for Hembo. And by the way, no one got it right in the studio either. All right, meanwhile, let's go to big questions that need to be answered in divisions across the sport. And Jeff, Saturday, I'm starting with you. In your mind, what is the biggest question in the AFC North?
Baker Mayfield and OBJ, can they thrive together in this offense? We talked about last year, I thought Mayfield took a big step with Alex Van Pelt and Stefanski, the head coach of the Browns. As they add OBJ in, he needs to be a big play threat, not just a go-to all the time. Make sure you're executing the offense if you're Baker Mayfield and allow each of your receivers to thrive. OBJ is a piece, not the entirety of this offense.
Sam, you're next. What's the biggest question in the NFC East?
Yeah, the question is simple. How far can Ryan Fitzpatrick take the Washington football team? We all know how dominant Washington's defense is. That's a given. We also know that they have some really, really good weapons on offense. The only question has been at quarterback. Will Ryan Fitzpatrick do what he needs to do to take this team to the top?
I like it. Fitz tragic or Fitz magic? Which do we get? Kimberly, you're next. What's the big question in the AFC East?
Greeny, are the Bills good enough to actually get to the AFC title game and win it? I was on the show recently and I was singing the Bills' praises. There isn't a better bromance than Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, but I'm worried about COVID. I'm wondering if this team, based on what we've seen the last couple days and these tweets, is this team going to be healthy enough all season and in the playoffs to actually win it?
Well, that's very quickly, for those who've not seen the tweets, what exactly is it you're referring to?
Well, based on the rules that the NFL has for unvaccinated players, the very strict rules for unvaccinated players versus vaccinated, and Cole Beasley, John Feliciano, their guard, a lot of talking publicly about how they feel forced into that and how they don't want to get the vaccine. So the question is, will they get it? Will health be a major issue with this team? We're about to see.
Or could that be a divisive issue within the locker room as well? It's an interesting point to make. And speaking of that division, let's talk about Bill Belichick, who was owned that division for as long as we can remember. He was asked yesterday about his team's quarterback battle, and as usual, he really opened up.
Every one of us has to go out and establish our level of performance in whatever our role or capacity is. So it's a new season. We all have a lot of work to do. That includes all of us. So until we go out and do anything, then it's pretty much of a clean slate.
So
you got a lot out of that. So
I love
But having said that, there is some stuff to be said here. Jeff Saturday, what is at stake for Bill and the Patriots this year?
Yeah, no more excuses. Listen, from an offensive perspective, you talk about Josh McDaniels, one of the most sought-after coaches probably in the last 5 years for a head coaching spot. He's turned them down. He almost was the Colts head coach and then moved out. They have to produce offensively. And listen, that whether it's Mac Jones, whether it's Cam Newton, these guys have to play to a certain level for this team to win. They don't have a great receiving core. I know they're trying to get better out there, but they do have a very good offensive line. They got running backs. So they got to put this thing together. Again, Greeny, no more excuses, man. Brady's been gone. He's already won a Super Bowl. At this point, this offense has to catch up so that this defense doesn't have to carry him the entire football season.
Well, I mean, the point is this. I think it's well taken, and I would expand on it. If it's possible for a person's star to expand after winning 6 Super Bowls, Brady's has. Right? I mean, the way we view him, that has only increased based upon last season and based upon what we've seen during this offseason. So I guess that really is a big question mark here, Kimberly. And as far as McDaniels is concerned, he's a guy you were telling us does still have designs on a head coaching job.
Oh, yeah. He still wants to be a head coach. And to Jeff's point about this offense and what is it, who's going to be the quarterback and for how long? I think Cam is somebody that Josh has to tinker the offense to suit Cam's skill set. What do we hear about Mac Jones? Oh, just plug him in. Whenever he's ready, plug him in. He's the guy that can do what the Patriots have always done, be Brady-like in this offense. So I think we're about to see, does Josh McDaniels want to tinker a little bit, or does he really want to get to the guy he can just plug in and run the kind of offense he's always done?
Well, in one way or another, Sacho, does he have the team to do it? Are the Patriots the team to beat in the AFC East?
No, the Patriots aren't the team to beat in the AFC East. That team would be the Buffalo Bills. So the Buffalo Bills, hear me out, the Buffalo Bills have been building a team specifically designed to beat New England. That's all they've been doing. I played in Buffalo for a bit a few years ago. Everything they have in their building says playoff caliber, playoff caliber. All that they do was built to beat New England. Now, that was with Tom Brady at quarterback. Now that Tom Brady's no longer quarterback, Buffalo is taking over the AFC East. They're going to be the dominant team in that division, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, and to the point Kimberly just brought up with some of the other concerns, that said, they clearly do feel that way. And then, Jeff, you look around the rest of that division with Miami getting better, maybe the Patriots could have a different run at it. Okay, let's go on the clock here because we have quarterback battles in various places around the world of sports. And let's set each of these up because we're hearing from a variety of different people. So I want to start in Chicago, where yesterday Bears coach Matt Nagy was talking about his quarterback room heading into camp. Here's what he said.
There is excitement. We understand who he is and what he can do, but we have to have a little bit of patience too with how we do it. The best part of all of this is that there's a lot of open communication that goes on amongst us as coaches and those three quarterbacks. We're very open with each other. We want to be able to see this offense get better. And however that happens, we're challenging all three of those quarterbacks to be the best that they can be so that can help our offense be better.
So the question then to you, Jeff Saturday, who should start at quarterback for the Bears this season? 30 seconds, go.
It's going to be Justin Fields. And listen, this is not a slight on Andy Dalton, but we know what he is. And Justin Fields might not be ready week one. Again, a shortened preseason in comparison, but a longer regular season, which I think bodes well for getting and moving Justin Fields in. And listen, as soon as he's ready, even if it's a tweener, you got to go with Fields. He brings a different dynamic to that offense for Matt Nagy. And listen, whether he's running it, throwing it, he's explosive. I think he was the second best quarterback in the draft. My mind has not changed. Give him time, let him go play.
All right, Denver is our next stop. The Broncos coach Vic Fangio was talking about being undecided about his quarterback situation. Give a listen.
I mean, ideally, you'd like to come to that decision sooner rather than later, but we're going to let the decision be made for us, hopefully. And if it's, and whenever that happens, it happens. If it's so close that we can't make a call and it stretches into the first week of preparation, then I'll probably be playing games with you all week, that first game week, as to who the starter is.
I like the honesty there. The only thing more honest would have been if he had said, you know, a few weeks ago I was hoping it would be Aaron Rodgers. But one way or the other, Sam, 30 seconds. Which quarterback should start in Denver, Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater?
It's got to be Teddy Bridgewater, and it's not even close. Drew Lock he led the league in interceptions last year, number one. The Denver Broncos over the last 2 years, while Vic Fangio's been there, they've been at the bottom of the league when it comes to turnovers. If Vic Fangio wants this Denver Broncos team to win games, you have to protect the ball, and Teddy Bridgewater will do that. They've got the defense, Bradley Chubb, they've got Von Miller. They need a quarterback who can protect the ball and not turn it over.
Yeah, it's a really interesting team in a division where there are two really good teams.